Shivaya. We had
Happy
Shiv.
Shivaratri, eh?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had Shivaratri on Friday night. Some of you may or may not have watched. It was beautiful, the singing and the celebration. And then we have a full moon in Pisces today. So I guess it's really good energy for creation and flow and projects as we move into the eclipse season. Some of you may have already started to feel the chaotic energies. It's just really amazing. But I also find like we had a lot of rain yesterday here on the East Coast and the water, and so many times you're like, oh, it's raining again, it's raining again. And it's really funny. One time we had a big program. Every time the mamos come here, like it rains one of the days, like torrential rain. We've even had during some of our fire ceremonies. And I remember them saying, don't ever like they're happy with the rain.
Blessing.
It's a blessing and it's a purification. And so I'm really reframing that of really being grateful for the rain. And the other thing, if any of you have read the books, and I know Lena has, who I think, or no, it was Deb Goger, we talked about this yesterday, told me about it, was the Anastasia books, the Ringing Cedars, which if you've not read them, they're really hard to get now. You can't get them. You can find them at a used bookstore. The price of them has gone up. The first paperback is like $80 or something. Um, I'm grateful. I have two full sets of the first series. And I have one that's not open purposely because it's just like sacred. I put my seeds on it and everything.
And I can't read either one of them.
He's not allowed to touch him because he's messy. So I tell him, I give him a chapter to read. So long story short is she talks about the rain and the air and how it's connected to the cosmos. And we're getting space air. We're getting galactic downloads from the water. There's water in space, and water is so important. And so it's like when I think of it, it's like this amazing blessings and downloads coming to us and our property. So we think it's bad, but it's actually supporting us in some way that we may not even know or see. So just a little rain thing there down the rabbit hole on that.
I
So
love that. Galactic water.
yeah, so that's I went outside yesterday, turn off the lights in the meditation room, and it was like torrential rain. And Deb, glad you got home safe and sound. And yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm getting space water.
Well, what is base water? What is galactic water? It's plasma,
Plasma.
right? Plasma is one of the fields that we hold as divine humans, part of our one of our blueprints. When this matter starts to change, it'll be because of the plasma that's moving through us. So a lot of people are talking about the waters coming up from Mother Earth or inner Earth, or the plasma waters, and healing the ocean and healing the galactic waters coming from the glaciers. This is all these plasma codes. They're all being activated by the solar, what do we call them? Solar flashes, solar waves, just the consciousness.
Oh, the M class. I guess we
Yeah.
had a really
X
crazy
class,
week.
M class. We got all
Yeah.
kinds of big things happening, right? So water's changing in the plasma. Plasma is so much quicker in changing our DNA codes. It's much quicker in changing the physicality from matter, from carbon to light. So it's all good. It's all challenging in a way too, because it's one thing to get enlightened in in an ashram and be, ha ha ha, woo, woo, woo. But when you have to go through it physically and the body's changing and it feels like your knees are being pulled out and your hips are being ripped out of
And your
you, and you
back
feel like you're
hurts.
like, you can't get up in the morning because your back won't straighten out. It's like, whoa, this ascension thing is no joke, right? So I woke up this morning. She's like, "What are you going to talk about today? What are you going to talk about today?" And you were tell them about Anastasia and how that
Yeah.
picture of love that you
Yeah.
want to do that.
So the other thing I'm going to tie back to anesthesia, we're going into the spring equinox. It's a time for birth and renewal. We have a weekend retreat here, and those of you who can't be with us, I hope you can tune in and just be in the energies. We're going to do a lot of work with the land and with the elements and with blessings and you know, within ourselves, but also, you know, and offering to help support everything on the planet that's going on. So Anastasia, I've had this experience. It's been several months where someone, a friend, someone I really love, has really, really been coming at me on many levels. And it's been such a great teaching and really painful, really, really hurtful. And I woke up last night and I was, you know, under like full force attack. And I was like, wow, you know, so I got up and had to walk around because I was pretty rattled. And there was an owl right outside our room talking to me. And I was like, oh, Merlin's here, you know, you know, and I was like, Merlin, you know, come help me. And he's like, in a typical Merlin way, he goes, you know what to do. Like, what are you talking to me for? And I was like, oh, like, I'm here to remind you, like, he's this owl. So I was looking for the owl and I settled back down. And I sleep with the Anastasia books next to my bed and I put crystals on them and then I hold them because she kind of works with me at night. And there's some stories in the books where this friend of hers comes really at her, you know, really intensely and yells at her and because doesn't agree with what she sees and feels. And she has this amazing ability to stand. And what Michael said, it impacts her, but it doesn't throw her off, right? And Michael said, oh, like bamboo, just be the wind. I said, no, it's different than that. And this is the teaching. And I had the aha, and this is what I did last night. She pierces the energy with love, free of any judgment. She sees the person as their potentiality, as like almost Christ would, right? Like he always saw the perfection in everybody, or a lot of saints, you know, do this. So, and it pierces it and dissipates it, and she doesn't hang on to it. Like it doesn't stay with her that she's continued. She allows the energy to be dissipated. And so I was like, oh, I really want to be able to be like Anastasia when someone's really coming at me and projecting all kind of things at me and making up stories and making me wrong or whatever they're doing. And just put love inside of it. Not to, because my normal thing would be avoid, deflect, send it back, right? Call on the violet flame. It's like, no, pierce it with your love and allow it to. And what happens is this person eventually softens. And they don't say they're necessarily wrong, or it's not about being right or wrong. It's like a healing occurs, a new place of awareness based in truth. So I invite you into that as we kind of get into this eclipse season. It's intense and it's, you know, there's people that there's a lot of division right now of people that don't agree or make up stories or get there's a lot of being lower frequencies being cleared out. And so if we could all just have that beautiful magic wand of love to pierce in their heart from our heart and help bring us back into unity and balance and understanding and compassion. So that was my share this
Well,
morning.
that's what I said. I said, well, she was presencing that love, that state of being of love. And that reminds me of me when I was a mortgage banker and my roommate had to come to Jesus come to Jesus meeting when said, I'm not the person I think I want to be. I'm like, what do I want? I didn't even know what I wanted. And I'm like, I want to be loved. And I could see love in that way. Like I tell people, I see love. I want them to be loved. And you go, oh, that's nice. But when you really presence love, like what is it about love that you want to be? You want to have love, you want to feel love. That's one level of it. But then what is it really that you really desire about love? It's that the love how it makes you feel. It's uncorruptible. It's undisturbable. It's nothing outside of you can bother it. It can never be bothered. It can
Can't
never
be distorted.
It's sovereign. It's all these words that it doesn't even need to pierce, really. It's just energy comes at it, and it's loved and returned clear and loved back, and people feel loved even when they're not loving, and that's how they change, and because they feel loved instead of our defense mechanisms with like, you threw this energy at me, here it is back at you, harder, faster, more, 10 times stronger, right? So then I was just kind of like feeling in our hearts, like maybe that's what we'll do in our meditation. It's something we've been, as a group, in our
Alchemy class. Yeah, that's been
alchemy
great.
class, we've been in that exploration of love. We have the concept of love, right? And the feeling of it, and even beyond that, there's the essence. That essence is uncorruptible, untouchable, and that essence is a consciousness, and that is who we are, and we're still kind of and as we get there and land there, that's all you need when everything's coming at you in this world and through this time. So I woke up this morning here and
all you need is
no,
love.
I am loving you over, and I am loving you. I'm like, well, I'm loving you. And I just got in I didn't matter who was saying it to who, right? It was the vibration of the mantra of this. That's why mantras are so powerful, because you build a momentum and then you drop into the intensity of the heart. And that's when the plasma gets activated through the over and over momentum of the power of focusing your awareness at I am love, I am love, I am being love, I am loving you. And it just builds and builds, and it's like waves of truth. And it just transforms you. So anything you want to say? I felt like you wanted to say something there.
No, I'll say this. The divine organic blueprint of the human is beyond the fifth dimension. It's multidimensional and it's quantum. And a lot of people say we're going into the new earth, the 5D earth, there is still polarity in that reality. There is still some distortion. When you tap into that divine human blueprint, that's the energy of Anastasia. There is no distortion. You're connected to everything. You know everything. So when you're trying to access, like for me, to try to get into a space of love where I could do it, I leaned into that divine essence of what I am beyond the matrix. That divine organic, and that essence knows everything what to do. And so if that's an access point to help you, you can try that. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes our mind needs to be entertained a little bit. So
we can sink into it, right?
So we can, presence it.
Get through the mind chatter.
Yeah.
Settle in.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's presence. Our whole oversoul's got something for us. Oversoul, our group collective soul here, has us to some energy that it wants all of you to participate in, holding, focusing, running through your circuits. And so that's what the meditations are, is I kind of presence the circuits and the energy, and each one of you are going to run it through you the way you run it through you, and make it your own. And
if you follow along, great. If you fall asleep, great. If you do go on your own little journey into wherever you're supposed to go, great. It's all perfect.
If you fall asleep, I'm going to have Shiv Dun come to you and wake you up, because he'll be sleeping.
But Deb was sharing the Alchemist class. This last meditation we did was really powerful, and part of the homework was to re-listen to it and share with your partners. And Deb was saying, I can't stay awake. And Michael's like, yeah, it's been common with most of the people in the group, because it's sometimes in a sleeping state, the energy can go in easier because you're not thinking. The more relaxed you are, the more you can move the energy. So
it's just the bottom line is your ego distorts the energies.
Yeah.
The personality distorts the energies. And that's what we're,
It's not bad. That's just,
it's not a bad,
Yeah.
it wants the personality. That's why you went through this whole process of creating it to be, to be the divine you. So, and we're here to raise that consciousness. All right. Everybody ready? Everybody in their meditation?
yeah,
Everybody strapped in? All right. Take a second to presence your body. Feel the alignment of yourself. What does your spine look like? How does your hips? How is your knees? How are your feet? Maybe open your feet a little bit. We've got these pads. They're like receptors and transmitters of souls and hands of our feet. They're literally, they take in and exhale patterns, blueprints, light, plasma, everything. So just open your feet. Feel yourself opening to the currents of Mother Earth, the telluric energies coming up from beneath. At the same time, maybe just see if you can open up your base, your root, perineum, root chakra. You're beginning to just breathe into your lower abdomen now, opening up. See and notice what's opening up. Maybe the energy is moving into your coccyx, into your tailbone. You feel like the lower energies are moving into your spine and just starting to open, expanding from within, making space in your vertebrae. And as you kind of sit in and relax, you almost kind of feel yourself magnetically connecting into Mother Earth. She's like pulling you down into your seat, through your root, through your bones even. Your bones, the DNA is responding, connecting. There's receivers on your DNA through your bones. See if you can visualize or even maybe even just feel the aliveness of your bones. There's like a vitality to your bone structure. We know about the marrow, right? The marrow is producing blood. It's that beautiful substance. It is, when you think about it, almost plasma in nature. And then it's surrounded by the bone. And that bone, we always look at it and think of it as, oh, it's so not alive, but it is alive. It's conscious. It vibrates. It has a sound to it. And imagine what that sound is of your own bones, your own skeletal system. What song is your sound of your bones playing? And if it's easier for you, just maybe connect on your, wherever bone structure you feel are the easiest for you to connect and to feel. Maybe it's your pelvis, maybe it's your femur. And there's this energy, telluric energy, or signals are like waves, vibrations coming up from Mother Earth. And she's singing a song that your bones have already been listening to, but you're kind of tuning in now to that frequency, to that interaction that's happening subliminally, subconsciously. And you're just tuning into your awareness of the way that the sounds, the waves, you may see them as resonant patterns, you may see them as mandalas, frequencies. You may just feel the bones are kind of dancing a little bit, almost like becoming lighter. You're like de-densifying in your awareness. It's as if the light of the sun within Mother Earth, she's emitting these radiant frequencies of plasma codes. And it's like your bones are absorbing them. And at a tonal level or the sound level, they're opening up like lotuses or spirals, little spirals. Antenna. And through those antennae, they're like drinking up this plasmic inner earth, universal water substance. We always think of that water as flowing through channels or flowing through waterways, ponds, and lakes. But it can flow through ether as well. And you're receiving that ether. And it's being absorbed through these spirals of your bones. And it's filling up as the density becomes less dense, becomes more porous. And the whole bone structure itself becomes more marrow-like, plasmic-like. And it's almost like the marrow itself is filtering in and through the density layers and filling up wherever the space is getting dissolved. This plasma is filling in. And the process is going to just continue now as your bones are being literally restructured with this plasma consciousness. So be aware of all of your bones now, your whole skeletal system, your skull, your shoulders, hands, fingers, ribs. Everything is absorbing plasma water, consciousness. Of the universal mother. You may feel like your bones are straightening out a little bit, which is good. You need to adjust your bones a little to allow them to have a little more space to expand. You're literally getting taller. You're literally getting expanded. Just say to your fascia systems just to relax and to allow this new restructuring of your skeletal system. You may feel some energy kind of coming in through the back of your high heart. There's like these vertebrae behind your cervical vertebrae. There's some energy happening here. You may even feel your shoulders being pulled back a little bit. If you need to do that, go ahead, because this energy is moving up through your cervical vertebrae. Literally like balls of light, plasma balls are moving inside of your vertebrae. It's almost like they're inside of your vertebrae, or each one of your vertebrae are receiving these plasma codes. You may even feel like the plasma is beginning to push out through the density. And as it pushes out through the density within the plasma transforms or is transforming each of your vertebrae. The vertebrae are becoming lighter. becoming permeable. And you may even start to feel this plasma is just, it's a flow, but we're going to call it love. It's like we're adding love to it. As this allows the energy to move slower. You'll start to feel it moving up through your medulla oblongata. And as it's starting to vibrate now, these light codes, and the plasma is kind of moving forward through your brain. Just allow it to kind of seep upwards. It's following inside of your skull, but your skull is also being affected. So you may feel the plasma of your skull also lightening. And as you get to the top, see if you can feel that place where we call the fontanelle. When you were first birthed, that very soft patch here. There's almost like there's opportunity of your higher self is communicating through your crown chakra, through your fontanelle as well, the physical level. You may even start to feel your crown chakra, the filaments or the lotus petals responding. You may even start to feel like a gentle, as if it's suspended. Not only is your petals of your heart, petals of your lotus are talking, but now the petals of your heart, it's like your heart is kind of come all the way up through this cone. Petals of your lotus are talking, but now the petals of your heart, it's like your heart is kind of come all the way up through this cone. And if your heart had hands, they would be held up in the victory sign, and on each side, your heart would be holding your solar disk. You're beginning to feel the force lines, communication lines, the plasma connections. And as they start to ground and integrate, something opens in your heart, and I want you to just feel what's opening in your heart. The structure is in place now. It's going to continue. But deep within the sacred space within your heart, you may feel just like a plasma ball right now, or an intensity of focus. Good. And it begins to stabilize. It's about the size, it's bigger than a golf ball now. Not quite a grapefruit, like an orange. And there are energies that are moving now, communicating from the inner solar light of your heart through your spine. There's actually feels like three currents that are running through your spine, what we call your Shushumna channel. They're just like clearing out. It's like clearing out the whole spine energy. If there's any resistance, it's just dissolving it. And it's wrapping underneath your coccyx. And again, you're feeling this energy, kind of golden plasma energy moving into, there's like an aperture for your root chakra. And the event horizon or disk, the surrounding circumference, is being filled with this golden light. And as this golden disk is being charged, you may begin to sense a clear cylinder. It's like a clear cylinder of, I want to call it scalar, but it's more like a gravitational field that's just kind of opening up very gently, moving in front of your spine, opening up right beneath your heart, the sphere of your heart, this golden sphere. So you've kind of got this long pedestal of a magnetic opening from the root chakra perineum, holding underneath of your golden inner heart sphere. You don't need to move the sphere at all, but just in your mind, have it's like, it's almost like you're installing this golden sphere on this dais, this pillar. See if you can open your heart to allow this magnetic field to surround it and hold this golden light. Just letting it integrate now. You may feel some waves or pulses. You may even start to feel kind of like this conversation happening between your solar disk that's been installed above the lotus of your crown and the solar disk within the interior of your heart, held within the dais of your root chakra. And as they begin to strengthen their lines of communication, their force field, you may notice some expansion in the front of your chest. It's almost as if your chest is being pushed outwards, or space in front of your chest is becoming lighter. like a sense of breathing that's no longer contained within your breath. It's like you can breathe several feet out in front of you. Try it. You may even notice that it's not just in front of you, it's kind of wrapping around on your left and your right as you continue to breathe and work with it. You'll notice it's kind of created a torus field, but this is not a golden torus field yet. This is just a crystalline. You can't even really see it. It's just visible, but you can feel it. And at the center of this torus field is this golden disk of your heart. And all they're asking us to do right now is for you to just breathe from your heart and feel the torus field as if it's a new set of lungs. Your responsibility or your awareness is just to fill it with prana, fill it with life force if you can, or just breathe and let it expand on its own. New life energy, new life force. It's as if you could now go swimming in the ocean and breathe. Very good. Just make sure that your torus field is centered around your heart. Just may want to do a little 360 spin around to see that it's centered in your auric field. Centered horizontally around your heart, vertically. You're locked into this pattern that you're generating. Now, if this continues to strengthen just by the breath of you breathing, conscious breathing, it'll strengthen, and the energies are moving through the torus field and through your physical chakra system and light body. Several things are happening. One, just begin to notice your solar disk above your head. And through it, you can communicate. You can actually communicate to other people that are part of this monadic structure, other humans, divine humans. Just have an awareness what that communication would look like for you. Do you want to have a conversation with another divine human? With your higher self? With your monadic self? And there's this invitation now for all of us as a group collective to have our focus. We're fully grounded in our heart now. We're fully grounded in our root. If you want to, you can go ahead and just send a beam down into Mother Earth and just ground into Mother Earth. And the invitation is to open your crown, open your solar chakra to your monadic, group soul self. Some of you, it may look like Lyrans. For those of you with angelic, may feel more like the Oraphim. For some, you may feel the Syrians or the Azarites. Some may feel the Ra. All of them are part of the Ra series collectives of that divine blueprint. Just feel what's happening in either your lotus or your golden sun chakra above your lotus. Just be aware of what you're receiving now if you've opened the communication lines. There's some divine blue imprinting. And as you feel it in your heart, you integrate. As you open your heart to receive, you expand in consciousness. As much as you're capable now, just let go and allow that which no longer serves you to dissolve. Be aware if you've shrunken your awareness back into your physical body or if you're expanded in your etheric lungs, which are several feet outside of you. Then move back into receiving. You can hold both perspectives. This greater part of you, this greater plasmic part of you, the more you presence and hold it, the more you move into becoming it through your love, the openness of your heart. Some coordination happening through us, through our third eye. You may feel that as an opening or a locking in of these energies. You may even feel it like a descent of a spiral wheel of light moving through us, kind of coming down through the solar disk, through the crown, already moving through the third eye. And as it does so, it kind of purifies and locks into place all of us in this group monadic field of plasma self. We're going to take it down into our heart, lock it into our heart. And as we lock into our heart, then we're just going to continue to take it all the way down to our spine, to our coccyx, lock it into our roots, and then take it down beneath your feet. Make sure that your feet are locked in. Take it down into the earth chakra beneath your feet. And if you wish, go ahead and ride this disc all the way down and lock it into your plasmic self at the core of Mother Earth. All of us together have our plasmic selves waiting to receive this plasmic disc. Each of us creating the spokes of this wheel, the architecture of it, the consciousness of our monadic self. And lock it into source point within Mother Earth. We've delivered. Feel yourself connected and letting go at the same time. And as you let go, you're fully connected, but you're just kind of bringing your awareness back into or up through this channel of plasmic conduit that we've created together, back into your spine and into your heart. As you lock into your heart, you may want to bring your lungs back in a little bit. As you lock into your lungs, bring your hands in Namaste over your heart, fully locking in, pranaming to your higher self, to a monadic self, sending love. Om Namah Shivaya.
Namaste.
And slowly opening your eyes.